Hola, buenas, bonjour. Bonjour. Yeah, we can use that plate again. And use this one for the y'all. And we'll put the fruit in here. Okay. And the cornbread. Buenos días. The cornbread. Maybe I'll put it in here. No. Now I was looking for something. Buenos dias. All right, Deborah, how are you? Denita, good morning. Are you here yet, sis, or are you still in Mexico? All right, I'm getting myself together. I woke up a bit late today, and you know, certain days of the week, I allow myself to just wake up naturally and not having an alarm clock. You know, we're retired. We're supposed to ditch that, right? Let's see. So I woke up a bit late, but you know, I wanted to get my walk in. So I walked, it was after 8 when I went walking. So I'm a little bit not as organized as I usually am, but I am here. Hola, hola Greta, good morning. Let me wash my hands. I'm missing the green peppers. Tomatoes, I don't know if I'm going to use that. Oh, okay. I was like, did I miss it? No. All right. So we're going to start the, okay, this is what we're going to have today. I don't know if you read. So, Denita, are you here in Panama? So what we're gonna have, I'll wash my hands. I wanted to do breakfast this morning on the 16th. Yay! We're almost here now, right? You're gonna come right in the middle of Carnival? Ugh. Or maybe it's the day after Carnival. You're gonna miss it. Aww. Right, because is it 14th to the 16th? Anyway, you might be smack in the middle of it. But anyway, I wanted to do breakfast this morning. So we're gonna have a vegetable omelet, a veggie omelet with no cheese. And I'm making a couple of pieces of French toast. And we're gonna, oh my God, I'm gonna be busy. We're gonna make scallop potatoes, not scallop. We're gonna hash brown for breakfast. And then I'm gonna have a side of fruit. And the fruit that I have, usually it's berries. That usually goes with your omelette and that with breakfast. But I have one pineapple left from my trek to La Chorrera, and they're so good. So we're gonna have pineapple, I have an apple, and then I have a mandarin. So it's fresh, we're just gonna put them on the side. And then I had some leftover of my marinara that's here that I did not freeze up, and I'm like, I need to do something with it. So I'm making a quick vegetable chili. It's very easy. So, Greta, you could do that since you're so cold, oh baby. And then I'm making some cornbread. You think we're gonna be busy, but everything doesn't take a long time to cook. So let's get going. Wash my hands. So when I go out and I enter my house, the first thing I do is to wash my hands. I just feel so grossed out, especially if I've been on the bus and on the metro, you're touching handrails and stuff. So, and my phone is being charged, so I'm using my laptop cord, but it only goes so far. So you guys are gonna be able to bear with me. I'm using my beautiful Dutch oven this morning because the cornbread only takes about 20 minutes, so it's not bad. And one sister's already claimed it. She called this morning. She said, "I want to know what time the cornbread's gonna be ready." So but anyway, for the chili, usually what I need is peppers, but I could not find any. There were no yellow peppers, so we're missing yellow. I couldn't find any yellow, but I have a green and I have a red. And this one was like halfway red when I got it, but it turned out, it's ready, so that's good. And I have the beans boiling. I soaked them last night so they can plump up. And I have kidney beans and black beans. And it's cooking, almost done. I don't want it to be overcooked, right? Al dente, so it's good now. I'm gonna turn that off. Leave it on here. Al dente. So let's turn this. Yep, yesterday was a doozy. I have several things planned for the day. So today, I haven't even taken my shower post to walk. I woke up at 8 o'clock, which is a treat for me. I don't ever get to sleep that late. I go to bed late, but if I get up to go to the restroom like at about 6 or 5:30, I never go back to sleep. I can't. Which is a no bueno, but my body is used to very little sleep. All right, so I do have my seasoned oil from the poached. I don't want to put it in my chili, so I'm using sunflower oil. About a tablespoon, and then we're gonna put onions and garlic. It never changes whenever I'm cooking. That's how I start, okay? Now this is a chili, so I don't need anything to be really small, because everything, think of the size of the peas, right? Or the beans, whatever you wanna call it. So everything in scale, remember? And the cast iron heats up really fast, so I am forever having to watch the heat. And you've heard me say before that one of the main things about being a good cook is controlling temperature. So you gotta get to know your stove, your oven, how fast they heat up, and then control that. All right, that's the garlic. So for the cornbread, I bought some polenta yesterday. You know that it's almost like $4 for this little box, and it's barely half full. I can feel it. People are so slick. I mean, they think we're not gonna see that. Why give me half a box? Use a smaller box. But no, that's marketing. They want you to believe that you're getting a full box, but we're not full. We can tell. It's not a full box. That's a no bueno. How did I do that? You know, the other day we went to lunch somewhere and we ordered 2 pounds of lobster tails. But you know, when it came, I was pretty sure that they kept some of that back there for them. Yes. So. I tell them this is the modern way, this is the alternative way of gringo pricing. And then the other day too, I went to the fish market, I ordered 3 pounds of shrimp. He cleaned it up, and when he came back to me, I looked at it and I'm like, that doesn't look like 3 pounds. Oh Lord. I hope I'm not just paranoid. I hope I'm just paranoid, they're not trying to do that kind of stuff. But you know what? When you're dealing with mankind, they're crooked, naturally crooked. And I'm like, you know what? I don't think that means you're winning anything. Okay, what is the matter? Come on. Finally. This morning the weather is beautiful. I don't know if you noticed, guys, here in Panama, we have had some really strong winds everywhere. Everywhere. And you know, there was a structure that fell off, and for 2 days I was wearing a hat, and I'm like, who wears a hat in this weather? And the whole time I'm holding an umbrella and the other hand holding my hat. No bueno. Oh, no. The wind was so strong. You should have seen people who oars and boats. I'm like, ooh, I hope I'm not gonna get on one of them. I don't like to be on a boat anyway. But with the wind, and then this sister said, oh, and I love it when it's choppy and doing that. I'm like, ooh, not me. All right, so we got that. Yep, it's gonna be peppers, seasoned, marinara, beans, and then let it cook. Okay? Once I get enough juice in that phone, I will move this closer. Alright. Remember, you let your onions become translucent. Peppers. I talked to her sister the other day. She said, I can have peppers, but I can't have green. I can't have any other color but green. I'm like, what does that do? She's like, I don't know. Isn't that weird how we all have our little quirks? She can have yellow pepper, but not green pepper. Very weird. Me, I do not have any of those issues. If he doesn't move, I will eat it. Nothing that moves. Okay? Nada que se mueve. So we're gonna put the. So now that it's all heated up, so I gotta watch the temperature. Ooh. Are you ladies looking forward to Super Bowl tonight? I remember when the Tampa Bay won one year. I think it was like 2004. My daughter and I, we screamed for a whole 10 minutes. We were just jumping up and down. I'm talking, screeching. So silly. I don't know anything about football except I can tell a touchdown. That's it. When he crosses the line, I know we score. But anything else, I'm like, what? So many yards. I don't understand football. I don't understand baseball. Tennis, yes. But, I grew up watching soccer. That was the thing when I was growing up. Oh my gosh. Talk about people who are passionate. In the Caribbean, in these Americas, el fútbol is king. Es una pasión. So now next year that Panama qualified for the World Cup, they're already, the airlines are doing deals, if you want to go. But to me, it's just too many people fighting and just, I don't like crowd like that. Oh, nice. Now, I would have put tomatoes if I didn't have the chunky marinara. So I don't need to do that. And I think that's enough of the green peppers. So half green. If you had a yellow, just put half a yellow. Oh, nice. So I'm going to season right now, okay? Oregano, of course. We use a lot of oregano here in Panama, okay? Keep that in mind. Herb de France, oh, it's just about finished. I gotta go back to Rita Smith. Adobo. Oh, definitely cumin. So I need adobo and whoop. Whoa, that was a lot. I didn't mean to put that much, but that's okay. You know what I like to put in this also? The 5 spice, the Chinese blend. I don't think I've seen it here. Alright. And I want tomato, which is thyme. Because I think I've run out of the fresh one. So fresh thyme, you can't ever go wrong with that. Alright, I'm going to put some of that red pepper flakes. Well, this is for me, remember, so I can tolerate a little bit of heat. But I remember that when I was making chili before, I used to buy the packet of chili mix. I didn't know any better then. No, we don't do that now. All right, now we need 1 scotch bonnet pepper whole. Okay, I'm running low. You see how long this thing has lasted me? Weeks. All right. Alright. Gonna put a little bit of that dark soy. Un poquitito. So the marinara goes in now. It's not a lot, but at least I know I've used it. Always look in your fridge to see what you have. What can I make with what I have? What leftover I have? Very important. No waste. Let me see if I can take this, take it off the charger. Only 17%. No, no se puede. I can't. All right. All right. So this is what it looks like with the peppers and the marinara, right? So now I am going to put the beans in. Now, you know, I love beans because it's so good for you. You get a lot of calcium in here, especially older women. You need to eat some beans. And I was telling someone, when I was growing up, I didn't know anyone who had osteoporosis. I didn't know what that was until I came to the States, because we ate beans every day. You hear me? It's not like here. Here is white rice. Well, they use beans sometimes, but not as much as we in the in the Caribbean do. The Jamaicans, we eat a lot of beans too. But we eat all the beans, where Jamaicans love a lot of red beans, right, and rice. But we use the white. We use the black. We use the pinto. I love all kinds of beans. Okay. Oh, that looks so good. All right. Now, right now, I'm going to put a little bit of tomato paste because it doesn't look red enough. And this is how you can buy tomato paste here in Panama. But they do have the cans as well, the Hunts. But everything that's imported is more expensive here, as you know. You know, I was surprised to see a bunch of chefs using tomato paste a lot. I thought it was a Caribbean thing, but a Haitian, because I don't think Jamaicans use tomato paste like we do, but we use a lot of tomato paste. And in Africa, they use a lot of tomatoes. All right, I'm gonna put that in there. And I think the amount of water is fine. Okay, so we're just gonna let this boil and cook. It's got a good base. All right, I want to bring it to a boil and then I'll take this off. Okay, so that's that. So once we finish with that, I'm going to start with the cornbread really quick. I'm going to turn my oven on, get it ready. I want to use this cast iron, this size, okay? So we want the oven to be really hot, and then we're going to put some butter and put the cast iron in so that it's sizzling. So when we're ready to put the batter in, that it kind of sizzles and it's gonna cook really fast. Because the rest of it, the hash brown and everything else is really easy and fast. Okay? Vámonos. Vamos por la calle. So I think I can do that every time we cook. We'll do one breakfast item. How's that? Oh Lord, that cast iron is the weapon. That's why, you know, when I'm working out and I'm like, if you don't have weight, just take a cast iron and you could exercise your arm and your shoulders and yes. All right. Let's get the mixture. Okay. Now, I have had my recipe for the longest time. But then I was watching this guy. I don't have a metal bowl. I need to get one. Oh, a glass bowl. I don't have one. I'm just afraid to buy one more thing to put in the kitchen. You know, I don't like to, I don't want to have stuff. Alright, so I had like a little mini ant issue, so everything has been in my fridge lately. Alright, so I told you that my cornmeal has been a problem for me to find the right consistency. So if anybody is listening, you coming in, bring me some cornmeal, por favor. But somebody had said, you know, polenta is the substitute here for grits, but it's yellow, it's not white. So I was watching this guy and he had a recipe, he had his recipe and I wrote it down, and when I went to make it, no bueno, his numbers were not on scale. So I'm going back to my recipe. And I'm not a baker, I'm more of a cook. So when I'm baking, I follow the recipe. Where is it? ¿Dónde está? Okay. Polenta. Alright, Maggie, what did you do? I was gonna say, somebody probably saw me put it somewhere, right? Did anybody see me with that recipe in my hand? Because it just disappeared. I did that once before. Remember I was looking for something? Maggie, ¿qué pasó? Ay, ay, ay. Okay. My recipe disappeared. Alright, so we just gonna wing it then. Alright, I remember 1.5 cups of flour. What in the world? Wow. Okay. You see the things that happen when you get old. 1. Okay. And so with that guy, he had me put a bunch of cornmeal in, and then towards the end it was just too much. So this is the mix of the shisheme here. And I'm going to use some of that. And then I'm going to mix the rest of it with the polenta and see if I come up with the same thing. Polenta, even though it's something that is pretty Spanish, it was expensive. And like I said, I think it's like half a box. This is a no bueno kind of thing. Yep, that's it. It comes like this. I can do the recipe. That is insane. Alright. We're gonna get close to a cup. We're gonna put it here. We need salt and then baking powder. Yes. Salt, half a teaspoon of salt. Usually I just eyeball. Okay. baking powder. All right. Ooh. 2 teaspoons. All right. And then you whisk, mix it. I think I'm going to put a little bit more of the polenta. I need to see a little bit more yellow. So it's a full 1 cup. Alright. But for me, when I make cornbread, I always put a little bit of cracked pepper in it. Not a lot. Alright, so that's that. Then we're going to mix our wet ingredients, which is the milk, the oil, and the eggs. 3 eggs. I didn't put my eggs out. I forgot. All right. 3 eggs. This is not big enough. And even though I'm not a baker, but when I'm making something, and I know what the consistency should be like, if it's not like it should be, I'm going to say, I need a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and that usually works. That comes with experience, okay? So I'm putting like 1 cup of whole milk. Some people use buttermilk. You can if you want. I think I need a little bit more milk. Like 1 1/3 cups. And once I mix in with the dry ingredient, I may choose to add a little bit more. You know, I still have some buttermilk in the house, and I was thinking maybe I'll experiment with some biscuits one of these days. All right, and then it's about 1/2 cup of vegetable oil, or I am using sunflower oil, but we usually don't use olive oil for baking. Okay? You want an oil that is kind of light and not too, buttery and peppery. All right, now we're gonna mix that in. We have salt, we got everything that we need. And that's the only thing I'm looking to get some good spatulas. That has not been easy. Believe it or not. And at this point, if you want to add some cheese, you can. But I have been off cheese for a while now. And then when you're mixing this batter, you're thinking as if you were making biscuits. You don't want to overwork it, right? You just mix it until it's well mixed, and then it's done. Oh, you know what I forgot? Yes, sugar. I need to put a little bit of sugar in here. Oh, yes. That I remembered. We do need some sugar. All right. I need that. Now, the amount of sugar you put in is up to you. If you want it to be sweet, I don't really like sweet cornbread, but if you want sweet cornbread, this is about 1/3 of a cup. But when I'm finished, I'm going to taste it, and if I want to add some more, I think I will. Now, you see the batter consistency is just right. So right now, I'm putting this cast iron in the oven. The oven is nice and hot. And we're gonna let the cast iron sizzle up before we're gonna put a little butter. Thank you, Monica, for my butter. I love that gift so much. Me. Oh, here's the recipe. I don't know where that was. Oh, I had ground pepper, salt, eggs, milk. Got everything in here. I remember it from memory. All right, we're gonna put that down. Okay. So let's taste the batter and make sure it's got everything in it. At the taste, see, I'm looking for the spoon. It had disappeared in here. Ooh, Maggie. All right. Yep, it's not sweet. But you know, Monica might want a little bit more sugar. A little more. Trust your taste buds. I remember when I used to be in school and the doctor, I'll put a dish in front of the chef and he's like, "Did you taste it?" I'm like, "Of course I tasted it." Because some people don't believe in, tasting their food. I do. So the batter is ready. So I'm gonna let it sit here. Let's check on our chili. You know what? It's got the perfect color of chili. See that? It's hard to find. No, it's not hard to find butter. But you're paying for it. It's like 8, 9, 10, 11, depending on the brand. I don't like the local brand. I don't like the way they taste. So the brand that I use is from, is it Sweden? Yeah, it's a European brand. Do you remember that Kerrygold butter? They have it here too, but you're gonna pay. You're going to watch Picky Girl's video of her interview? Yes, I haven't watched it yet. Thank you. All right. So we got that. Now let's shred those potatoes and get ready to have, I got to kind of time it when this is almost done to do the omelet, because the omelet cannot be cold. Yes, Adelia was very kind to interview me. Is it 2 weeks ago we did this? And one of the things I liked about her interview is that she made me think about the difference between just retiring versus aging abroad. There's a difference, right? And you know me, I'm all about aging, so I appreciated that. Ooh. You know what I want? I feel like I want to put in here is some nutmeg, but I don't think, I'm kind of scared. Sometimes when you mix too many flavors, you mess something up. Yeah. All right. Let us get the potato ready. So I'll shred it and then put it like in a water bath so it doesn't get brown. All right. We have this water ready. And I'm going to put a little bit of vinegar to fight the oxidation. Not a lot. Oh, that chili, oh my goodness. Chili is something that is so easy. And of course, Americans, when they make it, it's very watery. You remember how you used to go to Wendy's and buy chilies? Oh. But if you want to put meat in it, you can. But it's been a long time since I've cooked chili with ground meat. I don't eat beef, so that is not something you would see. And I don't think I want to do chicken chili. You could actually get a rotisserie chicken and shred it and put it in here, and that's a meal. Yes, you could. All right. I need some parsley. Let me wait. Let me do the potatoes first. And we're gonna shred the potatoes. Let's see what I'm gonna use to shred. I have this thing here I haven't used, but I think that might work to shred it. I don't even remember where I got this. And maybe I'll cut up the pineapple, get the fruit ready, but not the apples. The apples also will oxidize really fast. Maybe I'll just do the mandarin and the pineapple. Oh, and I'm thinking maybe you would just kind of saute some potatoes. That would give a pop of color on the plate. And you know, I'm all about color contrast when I cook and when I plate. Yeah, we'll do that. I have some Roma tomatoes. Love Roma tomatoes. Oh, yes. Now, when I had the cafe, hash browns and home fries, they're just diced potatoes. You throw them on the grill with a little bit of oil, and then you just put a little bit of a spice mix. That's all. And they used to love that. So if I had an office with 20 people place orders, let me tell you, I'd get there at 4 a.m. and it was like bags and bags of hash browns. I used to go to Sam's and get. Boy, that was a little work. That little restaurant whooped my, you know what? Whew. That was work. I loved it, but boy, it killed me. I was bumping into cars going home because I'd be so tired and not being able to to see I'm coming to a traffic light and I go, boom. I did that 4 times. And the last time this Asian man said, I can't believe you hit me. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. And then I was ready to sell my house, to move closer to the cafe. Ooh. All right, I think my cast iron is ready. You see how everything happens at the same time? So I have to be careful. I have to shred the potato and not just dice it small. Oh my God. Look what happened. This thing moved and it kicked all my potatoes out. Dear Lord. You know, because it's a cheap thing. That's why. Maybe I'll get my grater. So I have a mess on the floor there. Okay. But I think I'm good. Yeah. I have potatoes, but actually I think I only need to do one. I don't think I need to do both potatoes. Yeah, but I already peeled it. Let's just do it. You could use a regular grater. I was trying to use this thing, but it's kind of pliable, and it threw away a bunch of that potato on the floor. So now I have a mess. So try to have variety when you're cooking. Don't do the same thing all over the place. You can do diced potatoes, or you could do roasted potatoes. You could put them in the oven. So you could just, you know, do something different so that your food is not boring and you're not bored with it, right? All right. Because when you do something different, people are like, oh, you're doing this, and they're more excited to eat your food versus if you're doing the same thing over and over again. That's why I see some people, I was telling you, they have like hundreds of thousands of followers. But I said, it's the same food. So there's something about me that I don't get that many followers, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm boring. Oh. What a mess. All right. So guys, am I a boring cook? Am I boring with my cooking? Hola, Auntie. You can tell me the truth. I can take it. I'm asking you for feedback. But you know, I can't stand on the table and dance for you. That's not going to happen. Right? I can only be me. Take me or leave me. All right, so our potatoes are ready. So let's put the cornbread in. So we have to make sure we have something really thick to pick this thing up, because you know it's gonna. Ooh. Here it is. So let's put it in. Yay, that's what you want to hear, the sizzle. Yes. Then I'm going to lower the temperature, the heat in there. So we are 20 minutes out. That's all it's gonna take for this beauty to cook. And again, pick it up and put it in. Turn this down. All right, so we're in business. Take a look at this chili. Look at the color. So now I got to turn this down because the consistency is good. I don't need it to get any thicker, right? So some people you can crumble crackers on it. You could cook some rice, and I'm like, no arroz. I bought a loaf of bread to make the French toast, and I cooked some eggs last night and made like an egg sandwich, and then I look and I'm like, I just can't do bread. Nope, no puedo, no puedo. All right, so this is beautiful chili, veggie, healthy, lovely looking. So now, it's very good, very good. But now it needs like some parsley. I could also put some basil. Yes, it can tolerate it. Roughly, not too small. I'm gonna put a little bit of basil in here as well, because I got plenty of basil. Fresh basil. We're gonna chiffonade this basil, roll the leaves like you're rolling, what do they call that, tobacco? And then you just do strips. Yes. So when you put that herb at the end, it's going to just give it a kick of flavor. Ooh, it's beautiful. Wow. That's what happens when you cook and then your food comes out good. It just sends that message to your brain. Wow. So nice. Putting a little bit, I don't think I put any paprika in his today. Let's put a little paprika. I believe I had enough peppers. Herbe de Provence, we're done. And smoked paprika, yes. I think I need to get the regular paprika because the smoked one is a bit stronger. But oh, it came out so good. Wow. And we're gonna do a Monte Aubert, of course. Not quite there. This is adobo. No curry, no curry, no curry. No more herbs. It's got enough herbs. And I put enough cumin. Yeah. Maybe a squeeze of lemon juice. Just a squeeze. Remember, when you're trying to bring your flavor home, sometimes if you squeeze a little bit of lemon juice or lime, and that's all you need. This much. Don't need a lot. And then I'm going to add my little pat of butter to just make it shine. That's it. So that is not going to give you a heart attack, okay? Don't believe the hype. That is not true. Butter is not bad. It looks amazing. Okay. So now next we're going to cook our potatoes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, we're going to put that to the side. And you see how easy it was to make chili? Will you try it? Try making it. And then when it's cold, you can portion it like in those jars, those plastic jars, quart, pint, and then just take it out the day before out of the freezer, and then have it with grilled cheese, toast, rice, crackers, anything you want. All right, so let's get our water ready for, not water, the eggs. We're gonna use 3 eggs for our omelet. Oh, I need to do the veggies for the omelet. Yes. Yes. I'm gonna use this. Some peppers and onions. And I'm going to try to pluck a little bit of that, the spinach leaves from that egg, because I forgot to get spinach yesterday. So that's enough. Need some onions. Gosh, my goodness. On Saturdays and Sundays, I used to make so many omelets. It was crazy. There was an omelet we made at the cafe that had all the veggies, and it had crunch bacon, it had cheese. Oh my God. I remember this couple used to go for a walk, and then they come in, and we were ordering coffee from this company. What did they used to call it? Coffee AM, I think. That coffee was better than any Colombian coffee I could have bought. And I bought it, they delivered it. It was so good, you hear me? And then they would have that omelet. Sometimes people came, there were some guys, and all they wanted was egg white omelet. I had regulars. I had people that, if I were that caught in traffic, I would find them sitting in their cars in front of the cafe, waiting on me. Yes. And there was one little man who used to eat at the cafe, and I remember he was a little bit mentally challenged, but he would come and eat. But his diet wasn't that great, and I would always tell him, you have to quit eating these burgers and fries and stuff. And then he came out with colon cancer. Oh, he was so sad. He said, Maggie, I don't want to die. I said, oh. But he did end up dying. I wasn't that old. Maybe in his 50s. Was very sad for him. Now this is for the omelet. Now remember, you can add cheese to yours. I choose not to. I haven't had cheese in a while, and I don't want to mess up my GI. My GI is happy the way it is right now. Okay. Now 4 eggs. I don't put garlic. It's just not a good combination of flavors. So what I was looking at here is I had this spinach bunch that I had earlier this week, and I was gonna just leave it and use it for my stock. But since I don't have any spinach and I need a little bit of green, so I'm plucking some of that from it so I can add to my mixture just to give my omelet a bit of color. Okay? You know, you have to be I'm going to season it and then put it to the side. Ooh, yeah. Alright. I think that's enough. That's all I got. So let's season it. Salt, pepper, and then a bit of adobo, that's it. Nada más. Now remember, I want that green from the spinach. You don't ever let our spinach overcook. Eso es todo. And that's it. So we're gonna put this to the side. And I'm gonna use the same pan for the potatoes. Aceite. That's how you say oil in Spanish. So we put the potatoes in the water bath with a little vinegar so it wouldn't brown. So now we're just going to cook our potatoes. You see how it's nicely shredded? Ooh, that looks good. You can use the rough side of your shredder, your regular shredder, or you saw I was using this cheap Chinese thing, and it made a mess of my floor. But we're gonna get potatoes. So I tell someone, after I cook, let me see the cornbread. Ooh. It's looking good. All right, let me turn the heat down and let it finish cooking. So this, my potatoes, we want it to be nice and dry. And then we're gonna season it. That's what you call hash brown, okay? Season, season, season. Don't eat bland food. No bueno. And some people would put like bell pepper diced in there. I don't think you need to do that. Sometimes I feel like we need to respect the integrity of food. Alright, I'm going to turn the heat down because the potato really needs to cook, right? We don't want to eat raw potato. Now, the shredded is going to cook fast, but we still have to let it cook. Now, if it was on a grill, it would be even better. All right. So we're gonna get our egg ready for the omelet. Yesterday, I used 2 of the eggs to make that egg for my egg sandwich. And then in the morning, I was like, oh my God, I only have 3 eggs. So I had to rush to that little place next door. We have like a little store. And all the eggs in Panama come this color. We don't have, wash for the fingers? Yes. Thank you. We don't have white eggs. But see, I bought this from the store, and the yolk is not as dark as I like it. So that tells me don't buy there anymore. The one that they deliver for me, oh, they're perfect. All right, when you're making an omelet, you always do 3 eggs. You know what? When they were telling us that eggs were bad, the yolks were bad, I would do 3 eggs, but I would use only 1 of the yolks for the color to make an omelet. Don't do that right now. The whole egg is what you need. Okay? So with my eggs, it's salt, pepper, and a little bit of nutmeg. So if you had an air fryer, probably a good place to do this. You would keep it dry. On the stove, it's gonna be a little sticky. Not to my liking, but I'm not buying an air fryer. That's good. It's got good flavor. Okay, so here we need a little bit of salt. Pepper. A little bit of milk. Because I didn't want a whole lot of milk, so I bought the little baby thing. But I don't drink milk usually. You're gonna squeeze a little bit in there. Okay, so. But if you don't want to, you don't have to. So now let me find the nutmeg. Oh boy. It's probably at the bottom of this thing. Come to mommy. Ooh. I had to hunt for the nutmeg. Inside my little thing. That's why when you're making quiches or frittatas, in any egg mixture, you want to put a little bit of nutmeg. It does something to it, I'm telling you. There's certain je ne sais quoi. That's what we call it. Remember, we're just letting the potato cook. You don't want to eat raw potatoes. It's almost done. All right, so this is ready. Salt, pepper, nutmeg, a little bit of milk, we're good. So we beat the egg. And we're gonna use the same pan to make our omelet. When you make an omelet, the key is to control the heat so it doesn't burn, okay? Now I'm gonna check on the cornbread because it needs to cool a little bit. Ooh. Oh my God. Look at this beauty. Oh, wow. Okay. So we do the test. If you got something sharp, in the middle, it needs to come out clean, then you know it's done. Okay? So we let it here, it's gonna cool. Chili is done. Potatoes basically done. Whew. You see how pretty that looks? That's your hash brown. Look at that. Okay. So now, oh, my French toast. Wow, it's good. We put the potatoes in here. Cornbread's done. Let's see what else we need to do here. We're going to do the omelet in here, but the omelet is the last thing I'm gonna do. Right now, we need to do like a custard for the French toast. We'll do the French toast in here as well. All right. Same thing, I still have the nutmeg. So I'm gonna use only one egg. I don't need, we're gonna need the milk. We're only doing 2. Si tu marido se pega, dale un minuto bien. Si tu marido te pega. You know, Celia Cruz was something else. All right. We're making a little custard for the French toast. But you know, I prefer to put a little cream. But if you don't have that, you could just do milk. That's good. And the nutmeg, definitely, always, for French toast. Nutmeg. Cinnamon. I love cinnamon. And sugar. I don't want a lot of sugar, so a little bit. Un poquitito. And I believe that's it. Because that's what you're gonna dip the bread in. So let's turn that on. Now for this, you're gonna use butter, okay? This is not one of those things where you're gonna put oil. If you're anti-butter, well, this is not for you. French toast is not for you, okay? I am not anti-butter. It's better to have butter than to use margarine. Margarine is like one step away from plastic, okay? Do not. I can't believe it's not butter. Well, it's not butter. So if you vegan and you have this thing against the animal or whatever, don't use it. But please don't use fake butter either. It's like, I don't want real butter, but I'm gonna come up with something that looks like butter. You know, that just kind of bothers me. All right, so we're only doing 2 pieces of toast. Woo! This is so exciting. Are you excited? But you know, I have a mess in the kitchen now, and people say, "What don't you have to take time to clean?" I said, when I finish here, I go and I sit and I put my feet up. Today I gotta wash my hair, I gotta do my nails, I gotta do this. So, you know, towards the afternoon, I get up and I'll just, you know, do half, and I go sit down. Then I, and then we're having mimosa to finish with our breakfast today. Today we're having a treat, right? Look at that. Oh my God. Okay. So now, ooh, 9, that's too hot. So you just soak your bread. Now the best bread to do this is like a brioche, and the brioche is full of, there we go. The brioche is full of butter. Anyway, now see, 1 egg was just exactly what I need for 2 pieces of toast. Look at that. Solamente eso. So if you want to do breakfast one day, treat yourself. You don't have to eat this all the time, right? But once in a while, it's okay. So, in the meantime now, I'm getting my my fruit ready, right? I don't think I need this anymore. All these need to go, and the nutmeg can go back. I have some Prosecco and orange juice. So we are having a mimosa today. It's a mimosa kind of day. Just because I can. So when I die, you are gonna say, "Oh, we miss Miss Maggie. She was so much fun." You better not burn my toast. I'm gonna be one unhappy person. With this little pan, because it's very thin, it cooks in the middle really fast. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, almost, if I didn't pay attention to it. All right. So we're gonna have some pineapple. I'll tell you, the pineapple from La Chorera were amazing. You need a knife with teeth. We call those serrated knives. So when I do that set for you, I'm gonna tell you all the different knives you have to have in your kitchen if you want to be a serious cook. So now we're just getting our fruit ready, and it's not a lot. It's in this little thing here. So just doing that and put the rest in the fridge, and I can finish cutting it up later. I think I'm gonna need a cup of coffee. Oh, I could do a latte to go with our breakfast. Now see, I gotta move this over there because I've cut too many things over here with this board. We cannot have other taste in my fruit. This one is done. Now, what I don't have, and I don't even worry about it, is syrup. Oh, I do have maple syrup, but I just don't like a lot of stuff. Okay? So we're just adding the little mandarin in here. But the best fruit to have next to a breakfast like that are berries, okay? But I wasn't near anywhere where I could have strawberries or blackberries. I love blackberries. I told you that little 108-year-old lady, she says she has a handful of berries every day. Because berries are really good for you. All right, so we come to the end where we're just gonna do the omelet. And then I have some, okay, this is good. So my French toast is done. This. And I can't use that for my omelet. I'm gonna have to get rid of that dirty oil, butter, burnt butter. All right. And then I have some mint. We're just gonna put a piece of mint in the middle here of our fruit, and we're good. All right. So we got our fruit ready. Yeah. Let's wash this again. You know what? I decided we're going to use this pan instead. All right. I have honey, and I think I have some maple syrup. No, that's honey. Miel. You know what I didn't put in my batter for the, I did not put vanilla, but that's okay. Okay, I thought I had no maple syrup. I thought this girl had gifted me some, but it was honey, and I'm not gonna put honey. All right, and for the egg, you could use a mixture of a little bit of oil and a little bit of butter. So it's a mix that works best. bum, bum. Now this is where it becomes interesting. All right, so you're gonna put the egg and control this heat. Then we put our veggie mix. Just add a few veggies in your egg. Don't just eat the egg by itself. That's boring. Especially on a Sunday. Treat yourself. Do something a little bit different. Okay, so you're going to keep an eye on this until you're able to fold it. All right, so now we are just about ready to plate. We can start. See, we have to watch this heat, this burner. Okay, and we're going to fold. So when you do a French style omelet, you keep rolling it, all right? But if you just doing American style omelet, you just fold it twice. Ooh. Just fold. All right, that's the French way. Fold, fold, fold. In the American way, you just fold it in half. But what you want to make sure you make sure everything is cooked, right? So don't be in a rush. This is not where you're having your over easy egg. All right? And then this just slides on a plate. You get your omelet. All right? I don't have powdered sugar, so that's not going to show on the plate. I don't have maple syrup, but if you do, you could put a little bit. And the syrup they put on top of like waffles and stuff, that's just way too much sugar. I just don't do that because this is, besides smoking, sugar is one of the worst things for your body, right? So if you don't need, yes, doesn't that look good? This is your omelet. So the French roll, roll, roll. Americans, they can do it however they want. But I'm part French, so I have that in my DNA. All right, now we can just, this is good, it's cooked. I'm gonna turn the heat off and I'm going to plate it. Boop, 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 boom, 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 boom. But note that this omelet has no cheese, okay? So if you want cheese, you can choose to add cheese, but I choose not to. Now the French might put a little bit of Gruyere in there. You can do that if you want, okay? So here we go. We're gonna put our potatoes. Definitely the potatoes are not French. Hash brown is something that I learned here, in America. but it is such a good side for your omelet. You can do that. Oh, I was gonna do a couple of pieces of potatoes. I will. And then you put your French toast to the side. Oh, and usually I like to cut my French toast, so let's do that. I like to cut it sideways, right? Okay, French toast. Ooh, yeah. Look at that, right? And we are going to, like I said, I thought maybe, I was gonna put like a couple of slices of tomatoes, but you're not gonna see that on a plate on a French type of thing. But here, we'll just add a side of fruit. And like I said, the best fruit usually are berries. But I am going to decorate this with some mint leaves. I have that. Mint. Yerba buena. Yerba means herb. Buena, good herb. Yerba buena. And they have another type of mint here they call menta. So we have two types. And I think the leaves of the yerba buena are just whiter. And I just love it in my tea. Oh, I love mint tea. Fresh mint tea, not just from a bag. So let's just put some mint leaves on here on our. Aww, so cute. Play with your food, ladies. Play with your food. You see, right now I feel like I'm playing a game. Breakfast is served. Wasn't that something a little bit different today? We've never done breakfast before. So look at that. Look at that. Okay. Now let's get our veggie chili. Our veggie chili. And the cornbread is here. Thank you for the likes. Thank you so much. And the cornbread just amazing. I need to take a picture of it whole. Because my friend is coming to get it, but I want people to see it, that it, what it looked like when it was in the pan. Ooh, yes. Woo-wee. All right. All right. Yes. All right. Cornbread. But the chili. Ooh. Listen, I don't know what they use with these cast iron, but boy, oh boy. These things are heavy. Ooh, it looks big. I wasn't gonna eat all that. That's a lot. I think I need another plate. Oh yeah, this one that has the potatoes, I think that's a better size for the chili. Yeah. Sometimes on Sunday afternoon, I say, oh, I want to catch a movie. But yesterday I was so busy, I had like 4 different things on my schedule. So the next day, usually it's like it's a veg out day. Chili. So I'm gonna need a slice of lime, because you know lime and chili go together. Yes. So that's good. Okay. Got the lime. Because some people like to put lime in everything. I don't, but I certainly serve it and let people decide what they want to do with it. I'll just put that one there. It's kind of big, but that's okay. And because it's chili, I can't decorate with like parsley, but I can certainly decorate with cilantro. See? Cilantro. They call it cilantro chino, culantro chino here. No idea why. Didn't know it was a Chinese herb. I love cilantro. In fact, I like it better than parsley. But depending on what I'm cooking, then parsley is more appropriate because it's a darker green. It pops more. So, but this is more fragile. That's why the culantro here is the leaves are flat and large. Okay, maybe this one. Okay. So we got something we can just stick in our chili. Yes, our chili is ready. And then we're gonna cut a couple of slices of the cornbread. I don't like to put it in the chili. I like to put it as a side. So I have been looking for like a little bread plate, you know, like wood. Can't find that anywhere here, but I remain hopeful. All right. So what we're gonna do here, I did wedges last time, but today I want to do, let's see, because I'm giving it to someone, I don't want to mess it up too much. So, a ver, do this. I'm gonna take this and bring it up. Okay. See the cornbread? Ooh, beautiful. So I'm gonna go like this, and then do this, and do this, and then I'm gonna use the middle pieces as what's gonna go on the side of my chili. Aww. Remember I told you I'm not creative except in the kitchen, right? Okay. Remember that. I am not creative. Except when it comes to food. I get to play with my food. All right. I am so looking forward to that halftime show today. All right, ladies and gents, this is us today. We decided to do vegetable chili with cornbread, and we did breakfast first time. And again, if you want to put syrup on there and you want to tap some white sugar, me and sugar, we don't do well together. And a little bit of fruit salad. This is hash brown, fresh hash brown. We did it today. All right, ladies and gents, thank you so much for your time. Yes, I am looking forward to that halftime show. Yes, thank you so much, Auntie. All right, ladies and gents, I hope you all have a wonderful day. I was thinking of cooking the chicken wings that I have in here for the halftime show, but no, I think I'll have chili and cornbread instead. Conversation with Sunshine, I love that name. All right, ladies, Germany, 2233. All right, Greta, I love cilantro. Some people just don't like it. They say 30% of the population can't stand cilantro. I mean, I don't eat certain things, especially if they're live. I don't like octopus and stuff like that, even though I'm going to try to eat it. But I eat almost anything. I do. I'm gonna make, oh, we forgot the mimosa. We have to have mimosa. I have my cup. We need to have mimosa. Yeah. I don't have, what is it? It's not wine, champagne. I do not have champagne, but I have Prosecco. Prosecco. So we're gonna use that instead of champagne. And we're gonna have, I bought a little bit of orange juice. I don't usually drink orange juice, but yep. We're gonna mix. Woo-wee. And we're having mimosa. All right. And what I usually do, I put like a little bit of mint in there. You know, me and mint. I love mint. Throw it in there. And we're having mimosa. So good. Who says you can't have mimosa by yourself? Of course you can. We're having mimosa. À votre santé. It's really good. So try it next time. Prosecco. This one is a nice brand. Mionetto Prosecco. And then just plain orange juice. Yum. Wow, so good. All right, I didn't forget anything. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Invite your friends to watch. Make sure you check out the podcast every morning, 6 a.m. EST. And the largest piece of bread. Yes, Greta. Yes, Greta. Well, my friend's gonna be, well, she must be here in a minute because she said 12 o'clock. I told her 12 o'clock. All right, guys, thank you for the likes. I love it. Thanks for the love. I appreciate it. You know, I love to cook, and I do it because it brings me joy, and I am happy that it brings you joy, right? So, cornbread and mimosa. Now I need some coffee. one thing I thought I would do is like show you a latte, because I get my coffee and I froth some milk. This is for my cafe. That's how we used to do. And then you use these and you froth it. These, they run on batteries, and then you can pour it and you have a latte. Okay? So you can do it. All right? Germany, good morning. Are you in Germany for real? That's awesome. It's God's food, ladies. You don't need to go out there and spend money. Cook your own food. Oh my God. I'm supposed to schedule the first cooking class for some of my sisters here. Oh my gosh. You know, I'm going to teach them. A lot of them want to learn how to cook chicken. We can cook chicken all kind of ways. So if you have any ideas for next week, let me know. Actually, we didn't have a theme this January or February, so I like to do what I have in the house and kind of make sure nothing goes to waste. I don't like to waste anything. So I had 2 potatoes. We made hash brown. I have beans always in the house. Beans, rice, and I love to always have marinara, right? Because marinara is so versatile. When I had the party the other day, I made a vegetable minestrone type soup, and then I added the marinara. It just took it to another level. Marinara is like peanut butter in your house, if you're a cook, because you can put it in anything, right? Put it in curries, in soups, and of course, if you're having pasta. But pasta for me is just like bread. I have to kind of watch it, which is really heartbreaking because I love all that stuff, but it doesn't like me. My face, my belly, everything swells up. Don't get old. Don't get old. But anyway, all right, guys, thank you so much for your support, for your presence, for being with me. I love you all, and thank you. Have a beautiful day. Enjoy the game tonight. I know I will in my house. I try to invite some sisters to see anybody wants to watch the game together. Cricket, so Maggie can enjoy herself by herself. No problema, okay? Los quiero, los amo. Mwah.